do we really still need to convert an ice skate like this into a roller skate like this? Why am I saying that? Because this now exists. This is called the Rio Roller Flow Hockey Skate. Now, Rio Roller is a UK brand, and the parent company is called Stateside. And they've made this an off-the-shelf hockey-style quad skate to compete with the likes of these Bauer custom setups that a lot of people are buying. It's become quite a cult thing in the UK. If you're watching from outside the UK, this kind of UK skate style, and particularly London skate style, has got a lot of people skating this sort of setup, this hockey style. And they're not playing hockey. They're called hockey because I guess they come from an ice hockey boot, but people aren't using them for hockey. Really, people are using them for kind of freestyle and this London skate style thing where people are just really freestyling. And the reason why people are using this style of skate is because they don't come with a liner in them. And when you put your foot in a skate without a liner, it's more responsive. You're closer to the boot than if you had a layer of liner between you and the boot. And I think that's really why people like them. I think they really like the style of them. I also think that a lot of people like the Bauer brand name, and we'll come on to that later because, yeah, this is it's an interesting, like, psychological feature where some people are buying it for the name only, and where does that put us when a new product like this without a Bauer brand name comes out? So we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think the responsiveness is why people like this skate, and there's disadvantages and advantages to having no liner in the skate. We'll get onto that as well. So I'm going to review this. I'm going to talk about the spec, give it a spec rundown. I'm going to put it exactly side by side with the Bauer skate and see what discernible differences there are. And I'm going to talk about how these skated. I've skated on them a couple of times, and yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly how they felt. And then maybe we'll talk about this Bauer thing, and what it means, like, culturally, and for everybody who's really into this, like, building custom skates thing, and whether this brand is going to render that obsolete or not. Yeah, there'll definitely be some opinions from various different people around this, so that'd be cool to hear what people say in the comments as well. And I'll try not to ruffle too many feathers with my opinions on it. So let's just give this a rundown from the top down. You've got Rio Roller wheels, 60mm 82A, ABEX 7 bearings. The wheels are quite square in profile. I'll talk about how they felt in a bit. And then you've got these bushings. The bushings don't come rated. They don't tell you how hard the bushings are, but we had them tested with a durometer meter, and they're 94A, which is really hard for a bushing. It's like super hard for a bushing, actually. And I guess what they're doing with that is where it's a hockey style skate, and the whole point is it's more responsive, I suppose. They don't want a big squishy bushing under your foot kind of wobbling about like a big old jelly. So more responsive because of those bushings. You can change them if you like, but off the shelf, yeah, they're going to feel really nippy and tight and responsive. And then you've got this Rio Roller plate here. It's polypropylene glass filled, which is, it's not nylon. A lot of people talk about the Playmaker trucks that come on other quad skates as being really strong nylon. Glass filled polypropylene is another way of making really strong plastic by doing the glass fibers in it. I don't see like how that offers any disadvantage to a nylon base plate there, just because I just don't think you're going to break either way. You're just not going to break it. If it's strengthened, you're not going to break it. And then the stoppers, got an adjustable toe stop here, and this Rio Roller, interestingly, they come with a jam plug in the box. So if you decide to take your stoppers off, which some people will, you haven't got a gaping hole, you can put the jam plug in. And also you don't have to pay extra for it like you would with some of the Bauer custom skates. We'll talk about prices in just 1 second as well, actually. And then as you move up the skate, yeah, you've got this plastic shell. It's, again, polypropylene. It's really nice, it's rigid, it's tough. And you've got this grey part here, which is called banana leaf leather. So they're going for a bit of an environmental angle. So by including banana leaf leather, it's like a suede leathery stuff. And again, they were talking about the insoles, and again, they've got kind of algae as part of their makeup. I don't know how that works, but yeah, the environmental angle is real here. So they are doing stuff. They definitely cannot be criticised. They didn't have to do that, you know. So and these guys, the company stateside, you know, they're really experienced at doing this. They've been doing it a really, really long time now. What have they been around for 20 or no, 30 years, I expect. So they've got really good factory contacts, and they're just, you know, they can do stuff that smaller companies can't, like try and make things more sustainable. Anyway, those insoles, they feel really good as an insole. They're nice and shaped, and they've got a thicker bit at the back on the heel for a little bit more shock absorption. And I didn't talk about the trucks, but the trucks are just Rio roller trucks, very similar to any other kind of quad skate truck like this. The angle of the kingpins is about 10 degrees. That's normal for a skate like this. It's normal for any skate really that isn't a kind of roller derby skate as far as I'm aware. So what are they like side by side with the Bauer skate? So ignore the fact we've built this with a really high-end truck and odd wheels. We knocked this together pretty quick, so you get the idea. But usually a Bauer skate, the ones that are popular would come with Playmaker trucks, Playmaker base plate, and, you know, well, whatever wheels you choose. That's the advantage of having a custom skate. You can choose your own parts. But I priced up, you know, the one that would be popular, Playmaker parts, and then shore grip wheels, basic shore grip wheels. And it came to £195, UK pounds. That includes a jam plug as well, which you get in the box with the Rio. So 195, like for like in price with the Rio, and the Rio is 140. So 140, 195. They're quite a lot cheaper. They come off the shelf like this, and they're very, very comparable. What Rio have done, I mean, they've clearly copied it. They've clearly done a really good copy. I don't think they can be criticised. I mean, that made it sound like I was criticising them for copying it, but no, the Bauer roller skate does not exist. Bauer pieced out in 2005 when they didn't want to make roller skates anymore, and they just made ice skates. So I think Rio are doing everyone a favour here. I don't think they're plagiarising the Bauer skate or anything, and the best way of doing that was just to go to factory and say, look, let's try and make exactly the same thing. It's tried and tested, it's proven. So even down to like the fit of it inside the skate, all the materials, well, not all the materials because they've got this banana leaf, but you can see like this, the shell feels the same in terms of rigidity. It's the same material. The toe piece is very similar. All the paneling is really, really similar, even down to like this on the toe. Look at these little kind of badge parts they put on the front of the toe cap there. They're the same. So they're obviously giving a nod to it. I don't think they're definitely not trying to hide that they're basically making a kind of replica of the Bauer skate, but making it more affordable. So the insole in the Bauer skate looks like this. It's very basic. Yeah, it's not quite as good as the one that comes in the Rio roller skates. You do get little upgrades, like the insole, and like, you know, the fact you get the jam plug in the box, etc. And then how do they feel on? Well, I tried them both on earlier. The shape feels exactly the same. The comfort feels exactly the same. Everything just feels exactly the same. I really tried to discernibly tell the difference between the two of them, and I really couldn't. So how did they feel on the roll? Now, I've got lots of different skates, but if you watched our channel before, you know, like I'm predominantly an inline skater. I do have some quad skates, and I do like the feeling of quad skating. So for me, it's interesting as an inline skater to kind of objectively talk about how these skates feel. I suppose I'm coming from quite a blank canvas. I'm not, you know, I don't have any preconceptions really. The flow of roller skates is really cool because you've got such a tight turning circle where the wheelbase is so short. It made it feel like I've been skating some wizard skates, like inline skates with 5 wheels, very rockered, so you can turn a lot. And, you know, they're almost emulating a wizard style skate in the way they feel and the way they flow. I really like it. And I can see the appeal of a skate like this, being kind of one piece shell, really close to you, and having all that kind of tight turning circle movement. I think it's just, yeah, I think it's just a really nice flow and a nice feeling. So yeah, they're super responsive, and then comfort was good. The only thing is, because it's a one piece skate, I felt a lot of fatigue after a while of skating, and I'm pretty certain that's obviously going to go away. The skates were new to me. Lots of people skate on this style skate, and they do it absolutely fine. But for me, first couple of times skating, a lot of fatigue in the foot, where you don't have that extra cushioning of a liner between your foot and the shell. So yeah, there's disadvantages to having this. Yeah, one being you don't get a soft, squishy liner. So if it's a comfort ride you're looking for, then you're probably more likely to like a plastic shell boot with a separate liner in it, something like a Supreme Turbo, Ventro Pro, a Rossis Pro 80, something like that. The wheels are square in profile. I actually, personally, with what I was doing on them, I was enjoying like doing some backwards, like old school kind of backwards skating, and I wanted the wheels to be a bit more rounded, so I might change them to a more rounded wheel, like a Sims Street Snakes wheel or something like that. But the advantage of having a kind of flat-edged wheel like that as well is more stability. So if you're using the skates as a beginner, or if you just want that kind of that extra stability on them, then that sort of shaped wheel is going to be good for you. And then they didn't feel too narrow. They felt the right length for how they're labelled. So they don't fit small, they don't fit large. You should buy your usual shoe size on them. I'm going to stick a size chart up here somewhere, so you might want to pause it on that if you want to check the size chart. And they come in different shell sizes. So they come in a UK 5 to 6 is one shell size. UK 7 to 8 is the next shell size. UK 9 to 10 is the third shell size. And UK 11 to 12 is the other fourth shell size. And if you're wondering what that means, well, in order to reduce cost at manufacturing, by the way, this is the same for the Bauer skate. The Bauer skate also comes in shared shell sizes. So in order to reduce cost at manufacturing level, they'll make this back bit of the boot here exactly the same size for, say, a size UK 7 and a size UK 8. And then this toe bit is actually, I guess when they attach it, they must glue it somehow, but the toe bit is shorter on the 7. And this one is an 8, so it'll be slightly longer. So they just make it with a more condensed toe box area. Same for Bauer skates as well. So those are the shell sizes. A size 8 and a size 7 is going to feel the same in the heel and the back and the sides of the foot here. It's just the length that's different. So are ice hockey conversion skates and Bauer skates obsolete at this point because of the Rio roller skate? No, I don't think so. But these have a really good place in the market. So, well, firstly, we're a shop and we sell these skates, and we don't sell Bauer conversions because we're very busy and it's just not a service that we do as a shop. So to try and be objective about this is probably a bit silly because we are selling this one, but this is a genuine opinion. I mean, I don't see why you'd spend £195 on exactly the same thing for £145. And also you don't have to wait for this to get built by someone. It just comes off the shelf exactly as it is. But I do understand that the Bauer badge comes with like this cultural relevance, and I do understand there's a scene of people who have made custom ice hockey skates their own, and I think that's more what it is than the Bauer badge itself. It's more that just like there's a skate scene here in the UK that has made something their own. It's almost like a cultural thing, and I get it. I get why there's a really big scene involved in that. So if you're really into that and part of that scene, I get why you'd want to carry on doing that. If you're not, and you just want a really good price, really good performing skate, then this Rio roller might be the one for you. That's it, I think. By the way, if you're new here, we're Loco Skates, and this is our warehouse. We've got the largest stock of skates in the UK. We've got a shop downstairs you can walk in and try skates on. We're about an hour south of London, and we're a grassroots independent skate shop since 2004. We only sell inline skates and roller skates, no skateboards, scooters or anything like that. We're dedicated to skating. And oh yeah, our website's good too, locoskates.com. So that's us. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one. Bye.